So this is the theorbo. The Italians called it a tiorba, and when it came to England, they changed the name to their English way of saying it was theorbo. So where did this come from? The Italians developed it, and the interesting thing about this was in the Renaissance, and the whole point of the Renaissance was an attempt to bring back the culture of ancient Greece and Rome, right? So there was a group called the Florentine Camerata, which was a group of poets and writers and musicians who were trying to recreate ancient Greek drama. And the way they understood it, the plays of Aeschylus and Sophocles and Euripides were sung, and the actors would accompany themselves with a kithara. So they tried to figure out how to do this. And the best thing they came up with was to take a bass lute, which is what this is, and tune the strings up so high and so tight that it would be super projecting, like project a whole heck of a lot. But what would happen then is that the top strings would break. It's just a law of physics. But they said, it doesn't matter, we'll just tune those down an octave. Because the main thing is that it really projects, and eventually they added extra bass strings. Why the strings so long? Well, they're gut strings, and if they were this short and this low, they would be monstrously fat and would kind of sound like a dull thud. But when they're this long, this is about as long as a double bass, they project more. They also wanted the volume too. So this instrument was really useful in early opera and can continue to be used in opera all the way up through Handel. It's even thought Mozart might have used it on occasion. But back to the tuning, it has what's called a re-entrant tuning, like a ukulele. In other words, the highest pitched string is the third string, which is kind of weird. So what that means is if you're going to be arpeggiating chords and things like that, if you do it the normal way, your last string isn't going to be the highest pitched one. So you have a choice there. You can either play it like that and you get this kind of nice chord shape, or you can pluck it in a whip. You can develop a plucking technique that allows you to play it in the order that you want it to. So I'm going to walk you through a toccata by Kapsberger now, who's one of the early sort of masters of this instrument. He was sort of the Jimi Hendrix of the theorbo in the 17th century. He was very famous. He worked for the Pope, so if you get a gig with the Pope, that means you're pretty good, I guess. Here's a toccata by Kapsberger published about 1640. And I'm going to stop in little points and talk about the technique, because there's some cool things going on here that really need to happen on the theorbo and help bring out the strength of the instrument. But you can also use it on the guitar, too. Okay, the first thing, campanella. Do you guys know campanella? It means bell tone. And so rather than playing this little scale like this, up along the string, with a theorbo, because of the reentrant tuning, the strings are pretty close in tone. So you can actually play it this way. Can you hear the difference? All the other strings are ringing on as you play that scale. I'll do it again slowly. I'm going to jump ahead. This next thing is called strascino. This is when you pluck the string once, and you're basically doing things like hammer-ons and pull-offs to play a really long line. So that kind of sounds like this on the theorbo.